It is time for class 11, summary and review. We learned the object form of numbers. Okay, the object form. What exactly does that mean? Well, I think it would be a good idea to kind of review a little bit about grammar, specifically syntax, to learn more about what a subject is versus an object. So let's use this sentence as an example. One boy sees one girl. One boy is the subject of the sentence. Why? It's because the boy is the one who sees. Okay, the subject is always the one doing the action of the sentence. In this case, the action is seeing. So who sees? It is the boy. The boy sees, therefore he is the subject. Okay, of course the verb is sees. Now that makes one girl in this simple sentence the object. She is the object. Why? Because the object is always the one that is being affected by the verb. Okay? In other words, what is being seen? The girl. One girl is seen. Okay? So one boy is a subject, one girl is the object. Now in English, one does not change form when it refers to the singular, or excuse me, the subject or the object. It just stays the same. It is one. But in Numu, they change, okay? For the subject, in Numu, one is sumu, which we've learned before. Sumu. Now, to form the object of this word, we want to remove that suffix u, okay? And we're left with what you see on the right here, sumu, which is just the root word for one. And in place of u, we want to add the suffix hu, okay? Sumuhu. Sumuhu. Okay, sometimes that H will be not pronounced, kind of just sounds like sumu, sumu. So to say this sentence in Numu, we have sumu yunatsi sumuhutsa apuni. Sumu yunatsi sumuhutsa apuni. One boy sees one girl. Okay, sumu yunatsi is the subject, sumuhutsa is the object. So to form the numbers, we just do the same thing. Or to form the object of the numbers, we do the same thing. We remove this u suffix, and we basically just put hu in its place. So we have sumuhu for 1, 2, wahoo, 3, pai. Well, let me go to this next one, okay? We can see here that some of the letters, or some of the words, change, are a bit more, there's a bit more change going on. 2, 3, and 6. So 2, it just becomes wahoo. 3, baihu. And 6, na baihu. Okay. Also notice the number 9 doesn't change form at all. It just stays the same. Sumakarup. And to the best of my knowledge, the word for 10 does not have any suffix at all. It's just sumamano. Sumamano. Okay. Sumamano. All right. Remember this word, hu. It is a word that can mean how many when you're asking how many. But this word also changes if you're referring to the object of a sentence. It becomes hu, okay? So if you're saying how many girls see you, how many girls see you, you are asking about the subject because you're asking how many girls, and girls are the one who see. So therefore you would use that hu word, hu, when asking about the subject of the sentence. But if the question is, how many girls do you see? Well, in this case, you are the subject. Girls are the object. Remember, you see girls. And I want to know how many girls you see. So in this case, when saying how many, we're asking about the girls, the object of the sentence. So we would use that word hu. Spelt it wrong here. It should be H-O-O at the end. So if I say, Huhudwaki ubuni. Huhudwaki ubuni. That means, how many girls do you see? Okay. So if I want to, if there's just one girl, you would say ne sumuhutsa abuni. Ne sumuhutsa abuni. I see one girl. If there were two girls, you would say ne wahudwaki ibuni. Ne wahudwaki ibuni. All right. Cool. Let's get some practice in. All right. Let's get some practice in. How many do you see? If it's on the left, I would say ne semahu piawabi bunni. On the right, ne wahu pibiawabi bunni. I see 2 older women. Let's try one more example for this. If it's on the left, ne semahu morotni bunni. I see 1 woman. On the right, ne wahu mumuadu bunni. I see 2 elders. All right, let's go on to next. Number 3 is baihu. Baihu. So let's practice. On the left, you would say ne wahu mumuadu bunni. I see 2 elders. On the right, you would say ne baihu na atsi ibunni, or ne baihu na na atsi ibunni. I see 3 boys. 4, watsugwihu. Watsugwihu, okay? So, again, let's practice. If it's on the right, the far right, you say again, ne baihu na atsi ibunni. I see 3 boys. In the middle, ne wahu dwaki ibunni. I see 2 girls. And on the far left, ne watsugwihu wagwa itsibunni. Ne watsugwihu wagwa itsibunni. I see 4 old men. 5, manigihu. Manigihu. Remember? Manigihu. So in this case, if you say huhu pibiawabi ubunni, how many old women do you see? You would say ne manigihu pibiawabi bunni. I see 5 elderly women. Next is 6, na baihu. Na baihu. So, huhu duduibitsi ubunni. How many young men do you see? Huhu duduibitsi ubunni. Answer, ne na baihu duduibitsi ibunni. Ne na baihu duduibitsi ibunni. Next, the long one, nadakwatsuguihu. Nadakwatsuguihu. 7, huhu suzua ubunni. How many young girls or young women do you see? Ne nadakwatsuguihu suzua bunni. Ne nadakwatsuguihu suzua bunni. I see 7 young women. Next is 8, wogosaguihu. Wogosaguihu. Huhu duamwabi ubunni. How many children do you see? Answer, ne wogosaguihu duamwabi bunni. Ne wogosaguihu duamwabi bunni. Next, sumakarup, again, is the same whether it's a subject or the object. So if I say, huhu wagwa itsi ubunni, how many old men do you see? You would simply say, ne sumakarup wagwa itsi bunni. Ne sumakarup wagwa itsi bunni. I see 10 or 9 old men. And finally, 10, sumumano. Sumumano. Huhu duamwabi ubunni. Huhu duamwabi ubunni. How many children do you see? Your answer is ne sumumano duamwabi bunni. Ne sumumano duamwabi bunni. I see 10 children. All right, good job. One more time, I'm going to go to the page with the numbers so that you can see them all. It is, whoops, wrong one. Sumuhu, wahu, baihu, watsugwihu, manigihu, nabaihu, nadakwatsuguihu, wogosagwihu, sumakarup, and sumumano. All right, good job. Keep practicing. Until next time, then, mubunirua.